hang out in the main menu until it actually does start at 5 or 6 my time.
All right. It should be going. You guys gotta tell me if it is or not, though.
I've got an advertisement.
I was about to say, that's good. That is good. Because that means something is playing on that channel. You know what I mean? It doesn't advertise unless something is playing.
It's I've got an advertisement for Matt Damon in China.
Oh, Matt Damon. Get out of China.
I just thought Matt Damon was advertising China. I was like, that doesn't make too much sense.
I actually wonder if that movie's going to be any good.
I'm sure it's going to be trash.
Yeah, but is it going to be good trash? Is it going to be good? Like,
Probably.
you know what I mean? If it's just like, just fun ridiculousness with a lot of CG, then like a whole bunch of fight scenes, I'm okay with that.
All right. So just so everybody who's watching now, we're just hanging out in the main menu until we officially get this started.
Hey, everyone.
I don't see anything.
It's there. It's there.
Oh,
I'm watching it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Refresh.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear the music playing? Is that all the sounds coming through?
Yeah.
I cannot hear the music, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. Oh wait. Oh no. I'm sorry. Twitch isn't working. Oh, there's Matt Damon. He's in China.
At least he's not being rescued this time.
Yeah. Wait. What's the last movie he's been in?
The Martian.
The Martian.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Where he became the first pirate of the universe.
Yeah, that is true, actually.
First pirate.
Yeah, in that setting.
All right, guys. I think it's officially time to start.
Yeah, it shows up. Okay. Yeah, in that setting. I am pausing the stream. Ooh, we have 2 viewers. I think that's us.
Yeah, I think it's us.
Well, it's great. It's great to be here, me. Yeah, it's great for you to have me, me interacting with myself.
Oh, you crazy kids. But anyways, should we get started?
Yes, let's get started.
Let's proceed. Okay. Cow.
Oh, are we starting?
Yes.
We are starting. Hello, and welcome to a Novy Unlimited stream. I'm your host, Kyle Gatto. With me is Marcos Montanez.
Hi.
He's the handsome boy on the camera. And did you just get a haircut, Marcos?
No, but it did work out really well today.
Yeah. Right.
Just woke up like.
Our other host is Blane Humphreys.
Oh, hi.
Blane, hello. And with us, special guest, Linelight creator and My Dog Zorro developer, Brett Taylor. Brett.
Yeah, this is me. This is what my voice sounds like.
That is what your voice sounds like.
And it's a beautiful voice.
Oh, stop it. Takes one on no one.
Alright,
We will not be seeing Brett blush today. Make sure to post a make sure to post a selfie later of you blushing now.
Hopefully one day I'll get a whole bunch of different cameras going all around where everyone's is on mic and cam and you're able to see everybody while I play. That would be awesome.
That is the dream. Today we are going to be playing Linelight, as having Brett as our guest implies. Marcos, why don't you go ahead and start up the game, and we'll just kick right into it.
Yeah.
Now, Brett, as we're starting, I know you give this pitch a lot, but why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about Linelight, elevator pitch, and then we'll just fly from there.
For sure. So, Linelight, it's an elegant, minimalist puzzle game that takes place in a world of lines. And the central design ethic of it is to simplify until another reduction would remove the puzzle completely. So basically, what that means is my goal is just to take each level and simplify it to its absolute, like, most minimal form. Pretty much there's no line that's, like, out of place, generally speaking. And yeah, that was the design goal. And it was sort of an experiment. And it's worked out really well. People respond to it pretty positively. But anyway, yeah, so you play as this line. Its name is Dash, gender neutral. Oh, yeah. And it's like this little rectangle with a glow. And yeah, you just, go through the world and solve puzzles and stuff. And like some people have mentioned, some people actually are picking up on the elements of narrative. There are hints of narrative. Some are more obvious than others. Like near the end of the game, there's a bit more explicit narrative. There's a few short moments to that, but yeah, there's a little bit of a story baked in there. But most of it, like the bread and butter of Linelight, is its puzzles.
Well, we're all actually really happy.
This is my floor. Hold on, I have to get off here. But it was great riding with you in this metaphysical elevator.
Perfect. This is your floor. So we're all really big fans of Linelight. It's one of the things that brought you into our lives. Our mutual friend Nina was like, "Hey, you should talk to this boy," and to you, and then that brought you to me, and then I saw your game, and I'm just like, "This is fantastic," and more people need this in their lives. So I'm really happy that it's out right now. You can pick it up on Steam and PlayStation 4 if you haven't already, and it's coming soon to Xbox One. And what you're seeing right now is one of the secret areas that Marcos has entered. Very dangerous. A lot of high fives happening here.
Oh yes, because you don't get hit. You get high fived very, very hard.
Yeah, there's no dying in the game. A lot of people think that it's dying, but it's actually no. It is. You just high five each other so enthusiastically that one of you bursts. That's.
That's just a very happy and positive way of looking at it. Keeps like the mellow themes and tones of the game going, right?
Violence isn't a thing in the world of lines only, which is actually kind of nice. But what does that say about the world that we live in?
Edariofer doesn't think that this secret level is dangerous enough. It's funny that you mentioned that. I don't know if you know this, or if but there is a I wouldn't say it's doubled, but it's a larger version of this level. And I decided not to include it in the game because it was it was way too much. But it does exist. I did make it, and I think actually that's the one that's in the trailer, maybe. But yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I believe I remember that from the trailer. But I'm an old man. Memory isn't always my friend.
Okay. So yeah, how are you I guess you had to go through like a lot of different design iterations and stuff for these levels. Like how did you determine what was a good level and what wasn't for this?
Oh my wait, well, how did I determine what was a good level and what wasn't?
Yeah, so if you had the longer one, why did you determine that one wasn't a good one?
I mean, that's actually really one of the rare levels, and the ones that you're playing right now as well. These are the rare levels that they could have been in the game, but they also didn't have to be. The majority of the levels in Linelight are there for a reason, and they each play a part, in the progression of ideas of the game. So the game will take this one concept and then find every possible direction to take it, and then move on to the next. It's not literally exactly what happens, but generally I try to explore all the all possible things with any individual concept. But there are a couple of levels that I just threw in there just to sort of keep it a little bit of spice and variety. The challenge level, the maze. That was just I just wanted something. I don't know. I made it. I like the way that it looked, and it was also in the trailer, and I felt like including it in the game. That's that specific level. But your question is, can you ask a more specific question?
I don't actually have a question, but I have a random statement. I like how you set it up where these the little what would you call them? The little objects you're trying to find. These little stars, right? These diamonds.
Yeah, I call them stars.
Oh, stars. Perfect. I love the fact that there's stars in certain areas, like this area right here where I had a lock. I had to go get a key to unlock it. But if you also notice that at the very top of this section, this is the continue. You can continue on without collecting. It's not the necessary thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah, of optional puzzles.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, was optional puzzles. I don't know, I just like that about the game.
Thank you.
What kind of personal philosophies made you want to do that? Maybe make them optional. Yeah.
I don't think there was any explicit design decision there. I mean, in a couple of places, certainly not for these at least, but in a couple of places there were some levels that I saw that people were having a lot of challenges with, and I wanted, especially early on in the game, I don't want anybody, I didn't want people getting too stuck, a little bit stuck for maybe, I don't know, a few minutes or whatever, that's okay, but people started getting, really frustrated, generally I made a couple of those levels optional. But the more deliberate design decision was making some levels not optional, making some levels mandatory. And those levels, it is literally required for you to understand exactly what you're doing before you can continue in the game. So, a good example of this would be the level that is up next, and it would, but we're not trying that currently. But anyway, so like the level that's up next, you can't really continue unless you understand what's happening. And I'm trying to think of like another instance. I mean, like I'll point them out as they come along, but I think that's a much more, that was like a more interesting design-wise for me.
I would like this for this to be the entire stream. Marco's just failing over and over again on this puzzle.
Same level, never get past it.
I will get past it.
Yeah. Marcus is our resident game expert. He
Wait, I figured it out. I think I figured it out.
We use the term expert very loosely.
So Edariofer mentions that there are a whole bunch of levels in the trailer that aren't used in the final game. Now, I was aware of the trailer having actually, so the original trailer, that is true. But the reason that I do have opinions on this. Like, I talked to a couple of people of like making. So I'm assuming that a lot of people have seen the trailer, but the trailer does have some stuff that's not in the game. What's in the game, like, it doesn't quite translate one-to-one looking at a snippet of it and actually experiencing it. So what I tried to do with the trailer was emulate the experience that the player has when they're in the game. So you won't literally see what's in the trailer when you're playing the game, but you will experience similar feelings at different points in the game. And there are apparently also small and inconsequential glitches. And if they're inconsequential, my question is, then how are they exploits?
That's a good way to put it.
Is that like the those aren't bugs, those are features? Is it like that?
I mean, I actually have answered a lot of emails with that exactly that sentence. I'm like, it's actually not really a bug that was intended, sort of. Is there a phrase for something that's like between a bug and a feature, where it's definitely not a feature, but you knew about it, and like it would be really hard to change it, and you can kind of work around it just fine, so it's not that big a deal. So it's not really a bug either. A feature.
Well, let's name them now. Let's name what those are. They're features, I guess.
Oh yeah, so Edariofer, exploiting, like, so actually in the current game, nobody's really pointed this out, but I was aware of this from the very beginning, that because you can restart levels, you can like generate infinite keys. You can just go into a level with like an easy key, like exit the level, use it on a different door, and then go back into the first level, and then like reset the level, and then the key will reappear. You'll have like an extra key.
Yeah, he actually just mentioned that as taking a key from one level to unlock a door from another level. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so no, that's not really a bug. That's sort of that was deliberate. I mean, addressing that, like making that not sort of I don't know, quote unquote, fixing that would have been a tremendous amount of mental energy and would have really over. So I just kind of kept it simple, and I think it works out all right. But no, I am actually working on a speedrunning system, and no, there is no resetting levels allowed. It is only reloading. So no, you can't do any exploits in the speedrunning. I've thought about that.
Linelight speedruns in the future? That could be cool. Yeah.
I'd actually really like that.
Actually, no, you did hear it from me. Yes. So I've been experimenting with that a little bit. I've also I haven't done much of this, but I have programmed it distance runs. So instead of doing it like you're not being timed, it's just you're trying to move as little as possible. And that's interesting because it then requires you to find like the most physically efficient route. But you can like stop and look and sort of like scan. It basically gives you the opportunity to be more contemplative versus a speed run, which is a bit more frantic of a feeling.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you'll have to basically plan out your paths regarding where, when, and how to move. Okay, yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Although I am wondering a little bit if that's like going to be fun for people like who are trying to get to the top of the leaderboard, because then at that point, then you're just like dealing with tiny little, like small, minute, feathering movements, like with a keyboard. So I still haven't quite decided if it's like super fun or not. I will continue to experiment with that. I do actually, although I do have one other game mode that is in mind, and it very much changes the feel of the game, like completely. But I'll just tell you that I'll just let you guys know that there's stuff, in the oven. It's in the works, and it's pretty. It's a really trippy game mode that I have. That I might release sometime in the future. I would have to make it better, but it's neat.
Well, we're maybe looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
You found another secret?
Yeah.
Of course.
You always find secrets.
Yeah, Marcos is our resident secret finder as well as playtester.
Yeah, he is really good at doing that.
He is actually very good at doing that.
But can you keep a secret?
I don't know.
There.
I think that he can.
Dude, I don't know if our friendship. It's gonna. I don't want things to get weird, man.
They always do.
I thought most friendships were built on weirdness.
Actually, I think that's probably accurate. That's probably true.
Mr.
Welcome to the
Leg
Novy
Levy
Unlimited
is calling you a secret agent, man.
So this is actually an interesting idea that I played with a little bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted this in the final game, and it's also a little bit odd to me that this is the only, there are only 2 levels that explore this concept, but the concept itself is interacting with things while you're moving, that are on other lines. So passing over a line, but your collision hitbox, intersects with it. So you can grab keys and get hit by enemies and stuff like that. Ultimately, actually the collision detection wasn't it didn't check frequently enough to make it, I guess, consistent and viable. So I don't have any more levels with that. So that's, I don't know if does that mean anything to anybody aside from me?
It means something to me. No, I think the experimentation is actually cool simply because it's okay, here's an interesting concept. It's cool in its execution, but I didn't experiment with it too much simply because it might be too high level or too difficult to program, or it may not make sense to the players the entire time. And a lot of the times you don't want to reuse functions simply because I think maybe they get a little stale if you do them too often.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So I do have a lot of I used to have a lot of levels that were one concept, and it would explore that one concept a bunch of times in a bunch of different ways, and they'd all be unique, but they'd be so similar, at least visually, that I was finding that people kind of got bored, and I would also get bored watching people play it as well. So I tried to sort of limit that as much as possible, and only have it was like a battle between cohesion and fun, and in the end, fun won.
Yeah.
So Ediofer is commenting on that seems to be a lot of levels that didn't make it to the final release, but that it's potential that they could be added to the game later. Are there plans for DLC levels, or?
It wouldn't be those levels. The levels that were cut pretty much were cut. However, there are levels that I have with other different new mechanics that I've experimented with. That I don't know. I might do something with it. Depends.
It's a secret, Blane.
I don't know.
Secrets.
I don't know. I just released the game a week ago. I don't want to promise anything and say yeah, sure, absolutely. We're gonna have DLC, but that would be pretty cool. It basically depends on the next project that I'm working on. If it is a Linelight, then I would dedicate myself to it. Because if I do add content, I don't want it to be 20 minutes of content. I would want to add a decent amount of content. So I don't know. I haven't decided, but I do there is an answer to that question. I do have content that is made, and it's there's some pretty cool stuff.
Awesome.
You heard it here, folks. Linelight 2.
No.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, but Linelight, I think 2 through 4 are pretty solid. I think for the next couple of years of releases. Just kidding.
Okay. So there's your answer, Ediofer. We've already got sequels in the books.
I'm personally looking forward to Telltale Games Limelight.
That would be so ridiculous and awesome.
That would be something.
What would your choices be?
Right or left?
Yeah, right.
God, every time I watch this level, it trips me out. I don't know why. Just racing that red line is just something really hypnotic about it.
It's NASCAR, Blane.
It's chasing me.
Limelight, the return of Bride of Limelight.
Now I remember you that level is specifically inspired by another indie game.
Yeah, there was a moment in Limbo with the spider chase that level is actually inspired by. I don't know what it like. I'm not sure which came first. If I was like, hey, I want to do like a Limbo inspired thing, or if I started making it and I was like, oh, this is similar to Limbo, this idea. So let me just like push it more in that direction, just sort of like as a little hat tip or whatever. But yeah, every time I see that level, I think of Limbo.
I mean, that's cool. I imagine there's lots of levels like this that have probably some homage to some other game, right?
Yeah, actually, there's so earlier in World 1, there's the level with like the 4 orange platforms, and it's like a big square sort of grid-looking thing, and you get the guy like to go around. You're like enemy to go around the whole thing. Anyway, so that is actually based off of a Hot Wheels course from my childhood called Chris Cross. I think I tweeted
really
it.
cool.
I had that. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. And it was orange as well, and that is not a coincidence. Like that level is called. I think the level itself, like the file name is Chris Cross Crash Guide or something like that. Because it's totally just like based off of that. I mean, most of the levels, there are very few levels in Linelight that are inspired from directly or based on something else, and the only levels that really do that are the levels where there was room for me to, I guess, stray a little bit from the formula that I was adhering to so strictly.
Thank you, VREX7 for the host. Awesome.
That's Vanessa.
Yes, I know. Thanks, Kyle.
So we're coming
You know
up
what?
to the
I don't need
end-
your sass.
So we're coming up to the ending of World 1. And so what would you consider this, what inspired you to make this, like, the line just going to this circle? Is it like a black hole? What is it that this is supposed to represent?
You want the real answer? It is unglamorous, but it's... So the real answer is that I actually wanted all the worlds to connect to one giant line, like one big circuit, all of the worlds, so you would never, like, there was never any teleporting like you're seeing now. So right now the way that the game ultimately ended up is that each world is insulated. I didn't know how to program that. Having levels connect to each other on their own was tricky enough, and I kept getting closer and closer to connecting all the worlds together, but after a point I realized, like, I could just, like, for now I'll just have the player teleport. I had some debug stuff in it, and I had, like, this little spiral that would just, like, for playtesting or demoing the game, I'd have like a little spiral that would just teleport the player to the next world, and that worked out pretty well. And that's literally where it comes from, like the player teleporting to the next world. I just like made the visuals a little bit nicer. That's it.
Hey, sometimes it's the little tricks that make the biggest difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to decide where I'm putting in my time. I can't, I can't give everything my 100% attention and make like everything amazing. So I have to choose sort of pick my battles. Like, where am I? What's important to me? And for Linelight, that was generally like the game design stuff, like the level design. That's really where I put in the majority of my energy, making sure that was as good as I could make it.
Yeah, I think
for our viewers right now, Marcos is now in World 2, where we're introduced to a new mechanic, and these orange dashes, they only move whenever you move, or you can move them with a button press.
Which adds so much more to this game.
Yeah, it just adds a different element of play. Sorry to cut you off, Blane. Please continue.
And
oh no, you. Wait, what were you trying to do there?
Get the key, but this thing had more ideas in store. But I got it.
We're big fans of the Mandark laugh. If there are any Dexter's Laboratory fans.
It has kind of become Marcos' signature laugh lately.
Yeah.
I should just do a different laugh every stream, just to see how it goes.
Yeah, I can back this.
Tricking it to do my deeds. Aha!
Oh man, kind of like what you were talking about earlier, Brett, with like the level names and stuff. I really wish that we could see some of the level names you've created for these levels, because I'm sure like they're really clever and probably like lots of jokes.
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, a lot of them are very pragmatic. A lot of them are just sort of, I guess, like artifacts of like, because they're one level might be named something 1, and then the next one might be named something 3, but I cut the second one. and a lot of them are like, a small number of them are like really funny slash clever in jokes, like inside jokes with myself. And I'm like the only one who knows them. But if you think the level names or something, like my comments, there's just it's just absolutely loaded with all of these these surprises that I find later. Like I'll be programming and I won't be thinking about the stuff that I write necessarily, but I'll write something, forget about it, and then when I read it later, I just burst into laughter. I love them. Yeah, I think the most recent tweet that I had was it was add and connect all of the levels Merrill streets.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, secret.
All right, this one's a difficult one. Look how fast this thing's going. Why would you do this to me?
The thing is, do you want to guess how many times faster than you it is?
Maybe 10 times?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna say about 10 times.
All right,
coming at me.
It is 3.5 times faster than you.
I was so off.
Yeah, a little bit.
It seems like 10. It feels like 10, but no, it's actually...
Oh!
No idea.
Look at this guy. Skin of your teeth.
Jeez, you got lucky.
Only to perish on the transition.
Well, at least he beat the secret, so...
It's what I do.
Also, I intentionally just flipped to Google Chrome so I could see your exasperated expression a second time with a small delay. It was very satisfying. It was good both times.
Oh, this is a good one as well. This is...
Oh yeah, I remember watching this one.
I see Jonathan lamenting in our chat that the secrets are hard to find.
So the name of this, I'm looking it up. Yeah, the name of this level is Double Wrecked Danger. It's not that interesting. There are more interesting level names.
Now, is that spelled R-E-K-T?
No, but it would be cool if it were spelled W-R-E-C-K-E-D. Double Wrecked Danger.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, they also have, the level names also have to be understandable by me. So if I go too far into a pun, then, it kind of loses it. So they have to stay close to, reality.
as reality as you can get with puns, or realistic you can get with puns.
I guess so. I don't know. I never really thought about it before. Make me think about things I never thought about before.
How dare you?
We are doing our jobs.
No one makes me think.
Oh.
Aha!
Oh. Got it. You got it. Oh yeah, this is another one of those. I remember this one. Just go fast. Oh.
I can do this. I can do this.
So this is one of the 2 levels, right? That you're talking about, where it you experimented with crossing the lines like that.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a great point. I completely forgot about this. Existing within the family of, yeah. So I guess that would be the 3rd level. I guess there are 3 of them. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that is would belong in the family of levels that explore that concept. Because generally, most levels are grouped into families of levels. A lot of them aren't. This level is just here for fun because it looks cool. There's really pretty much no other reason. Watch out for the guy that's slower than you, though. I actually also, small fun fact, maybe it's not fun, maybe it's boring, I don't know. But anyway, it's a fact either way. So fact, that I actually had a couple of levels with that was entirely dedicated to locksteps, which is the enemy type that you're looking at, that are slower than you. And because I do locksteps that are the same speed, and eventually I do locksteps that are faster. And then I did locksteps that were slower, and I cut those because they were super boring for everybody, including me. It just wasn't that much fun. And you would run into their butts, constantly, which was kind of fun to me. It felt like you were but it felt too much like you were walking behind a really slow person in a hallway. But if you touch them, then you explode because you high five to the
right. You end up high fiving the back of their head, right?
It was too much high five. Butts.
Line butts.
Yeah. You want to make sure you get permission before you high five butts.
That's true.
Isn't that spanking?
It could be, I guess, yeah.
I just put language.
This is a family-friendly stream.
Oh man.
Wait, I think I got this. I just have to go really slow. And Can only
So-
move.
Hello, Tokyo Bat.
Cyberitic trance? How do you pronounce that?
It's Sybaritic.
Oh! Yay, secret!
Well, I didn't know that you knew everything.
I know
No.
many things.
Kyle knows everything. He's our resident knower. Was that a secret? That was a secret.
This is a
Oh.
secret.
And it's
Yes.
the secret I'm about to die in.
Called story.
I looked over at the stream window and saw the secret being discovered, and then looked back at our window, and he was already in it. So
Yeah, I love that Twitch delay. It's like, did I miss something? Or did I?
Yes, see,
without
she
dying.
blew her own cover. I had nothing to do with that one. Neither did Kyle.
Who, Summer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So my trick with this one is watch out for the orange guys.
That's good advice.
That is amazing advice.
I know, I'm really good at giving hints. Like, there's another hint. Don't die. There you go, like, just off the cuff. I know it took years to get this good, but
You're blowing my mind here, Brett.
You're
Please slow
welcome.
down.
Oh, Edarioper, actually, there's a level called, I think it is called Red Light, Green Light. Yeah, I think that there is a level called that, which is, like, it's a very apt name, because you basically play, like, red. You know, if you're not looking at the level, then you're just gonna have to trust me that it's cool. It makes more sense in context.
We'll take your word for it.
Have I ever led you wrong more than, no,
I have
I'll stop
no
that.
idea how to do this.
This level reminds me of a deconstructed 3D cube.
Yeah, that's actually basically what, you know, what I was sort of going for, and it's weird. I sort of have mixed feelings about this. Like,
I don't,
Uh,
I don't know how to pass
a lot of
it.
the rules, hey, you're lucky that actually I put a save thing from when you pick up the key. I initially didn't have that there.
Oh, that would have been
A lot of the
culture.
secret levels, in this world are mostly just these kinds of challenges. And I'm a little bit surprised that nobody's pointed that out to me. Nobody's like called that out, that the secret levels in this world are all like dexterity challenges, or at least like, I mean, with this mechanic, it's not really about timing. It's just about position. Like you can take, you know, an hour,
Oh, so close.
et cetera, et cetera.
Well, Marcos,
I-
being close doesn't matter.
I'm trying to get past the level. It's very
Believe in
difficult.
yourself, like I believe in you. Which is a lot.
Hints are appreciated.
No.
Well, he already gave it to you. Just watch out.
Watch out for the orange guys.
Ah, I could have jumped backwards and jumped forward.
I think the thing is that Marcos loves high fives, because when you, as we all know, when you touch an enemy in Linelight, you don't die. You just high five each other really enthusiastically. Also, I'm wondering why you're doing what you're doing. I mean, the rest of me is like not really wondering. It's not that surprising, you know.
I'm trying to figure things out. That's what I'm
That's
doing.
fine.
We're all trying to figure things out, Marcos.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that was great.
I don't know, okay, so I frequently, when I watch people play, I have this impulse to be really antagonistic, like, to the players, because I think of, like, funny, or just, I didn't even know if it's, like, a lot of the time it's not even funny, it's just I really want to say these things, but I don't really get to, so I finally, like, get to kind of say, you know, because, like, if somebody's playing my game, I am not going to harass them,
Feel
but,
free to antagonize Marcos as much as you like.
exactly.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, you! Oh, yeah. I just watched you fail, and as you freaked out. Okay. I'm watching it all twice because I have the window open in two spots. So.
So actually, what I've done is I just put my Skype window. I covered it over the actual Twitch video stream, but I've got the chat on the right, so I'm seeing the chat in and the video in real time. Vice for the other hosts on the stream.
Yeah, I've got the Skype chat on my desktop, and then I can look over to my left, and there's my laptop with Twitch.
Mm.
Very advanced technique. Dual screens.
Very advanced.
I'm so close. There's something I'm missing right at the end.
I know you've beaten this one before.
I know
don't
I
know
have.
why you're so hung up on it this time.
Leave him alone. He's my special boy.
And I like how it's like he doesn't kill just by one; he gets killed by two, or
That's-
high-fived by two.
I get high-fived by a lot of things at once.
I would say he's Eiffel Towered at that point.
Oh God!
Family friendly stream.
That was He went there.
You were very close that time. Did you know that the name Linelight was initially a joke? I didn't actually want that to be the title of the game.
Okay.
Really?
Wait,
What was the original title of the game?
If you don't mind us asking.
The working title was Line Crawler, and I knew eventually I would have to rename it. So Line Crawler I came up with when I was like, okay, I have to come up with a name. What am I gonna do? Like, it was like the moment that I sat down, like, okay, I want to start programming this. So I did Line Crawler. So for a long time it was called that, and the code base still is called that. And then for, I guess maybe like 6 months or so, I thought, maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, I thought the name of the game would be Linus. Linus, like the Peanuts character. And unsolicited, multiple people told me they disliked the name. I didn't ask them for their opinion. They're just like, yeah, I don't like the name of the game. And so eventually I was like, okay, let me just like, after hearing that enough times, I was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll change it. And yeah, then I wrote up a bunch of different possible names, and Linelight was one of them. I was like, initially I was like, this is stupid. I was just like, I was doing a lot of like lime puns. So, you know, like a splash of line.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever. It's a brainstorming session. No bad ideas. I mean, there were a couple of kind of stupid ones, but ooh.
BT Gamer thought you really had it that time, but alas, you did not.
Any hints for the final burst run for me?
Yeah, so do exactly what you just did, except go down instead of up. Going up will lead you to danger. Going down will probably not.
Yeah, not danger.
I mean,
go down.
Yeah, but you got to do it after the other thing.
Oh, after the thing I've already forgotten how I did.
Oh god.
Line mover simulator.
Yeah, so there you go.
Alright.
I like the idea of a line simulator. Oh my god. What if this game were called like Line Simulator 2017 or something? Okay. So, Marcos, instead of pushing right and then pushing down, you can just push down. Dash is smart. Dash will know which direction you're trying to move. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Smart boy.
So. Haha!
Oh,
yes!
Woo,
it's
finally!
over!
Wow!
I could get back to the actual game.
The collective suffering comes to an end.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm back to this one, which was awful. I'm terrible at moving. Wait.
Put the line.
Go. Alright.
Thank you for the host, Mr. Sibitrats? How'd you say it? Sibitrats?
Sibiritic.
Kyle? Riddick? Wait, what? Really? That definitely says trans.
No, that's Jay. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for hosting.
There we go.
There you go.
A little bit more. There, so I get no lines on me now. I had a whole bunch of sunlight lines all over me.
There's enough lines on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, that was a theme. Don't forget that. That was a theme I was doing.
It's very casual cosplay.
It's literally line lights. Lines of light.
It works on so many levels.
We're getting real meta in here, folks.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I honestly thought you'd listen to a lot of Rush before you came up with the final name for the game. But I just like Rush.
Wait, can you explain what that entire sentence means?
Rush the band, their song Limelight.
I'm in no hurry. Continue.
That's it.
I want to rush the band. I'm gonna let them take their time.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
I'll stop. I'll stop.
I got the pun. It took a second. It was we were bad at this, guys.
I see you. Okay.
And we have just been introduced to a new element, people.
The levels itself. I had to be a little bit literal, so all the puns that I didn't make, they're coming out now.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Oh yeah, we're introduced to a whole new set of fun time. Oh wait, I can figure this out.
So now you can tell. Here I'm introducing the next mechanic: cover-ups and isolation. Whoa, hey.
Whoa, that looks scary. I'm gonna open this door up first. Bam. Then I'll go down here.
Oh man. Well, that would have been too easy if you could have just done it that way.
That is true, but how do I...
Marcos, what's our catchphrase?
It's never easy, is it? I gotta get them all to line up at the same time. This is... This is, wait. I have no idea how I could do this.
Yeah, they all have to line up.
Was that a pun?
Yes. It seemed obvious.
They're all
but...
running at different positions at different times. What is? Oh.
Line up the lines, Marcos.
I have no clue how to do this. I mean, look at they're all in. Wait.
So actually, this is a bug, and I still haven't fixed it yet. Hold down Y. Just hold it down. Don't ask why. Okay, now continue.
Oh,
Nothing.
hey.
Nothing is different. Yeah, so this is one of the few remaining bugs that I still haven't fixed that I'm aware of. Wait, what?
That was...
Yeah, so this is... so actually, I just looked at analytics about 2 hours ago, and I felt, like, really sad with that one piece of information. Like, of course, I'm going to, like, still focus on the negatives. I mean, there's a tremendous amount about this game that's, like, phenomenal, and it has gone so well. But as a designer, I'm still, like, looking at things that are, you know, not working. And one of them was that level. That level, people spent an average of, without even leaving the level, people spent an average of 3.5 minutes. An average of 3.5 minutes in that level. Now, the second most time spent in a level is like, it's like 1 minute and 10 seconds or something, without leaving, like not including restarting, or sorry, including restarting and leaving and coming back in. So that bug needs to be addressed like as soon as possible, basically.
I see.
That last level was called Conga Line.
It's actually called Lockstep Posse. Because you guys are like, you know, you're all like a posse, you're like, you know, you got arms around each other's shoulders, you're like walking together. That's how I thought about it. Right? Is that like,
that actually works.
The new headcanon is Conga Line.
Oh, man.
just watch out for the orange guys.
Yeah.
I guess I have to go in the middle. That's
Yes.
what I'm assuming. Question
Well, that
is,
was...
am I fast enough?
You're...
Oh,
Nope.
I figured it out. And then... There you go.
That idiot for saying that this level is also a little bugged. You may have to restart it once or twice. I'm assuming he's talking about this one. Oh, maybe the last one.
No, I think it's the previous one. Edariofer is familiar with a lot of Linelight's bugs. He's been a playtester for a while and helped me find a bunch of bugs and fix a tremendous amount. Also, actually, this level used to be really bugged, and then I changed it so that it wasn't. But unfortunately, I had to sacrifice like what made the levels like special to me at least, and now its existence is like people do basically exactly what you just did, which is like step out of the loop. But there was a small bug with enemies bouncing off each other and not being perfectly lined up, and this is pretty much the only level that that was absolutely like essential for. So I tried to fix the bug unsuccessfully, and so now this level looks like that. I mean, you know, there are a lot of moments in game design where you have to, you know, decide where you're going to put in your attention.
Right. Well, especially because, you know, you are like the sole developer, so that, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I also feel like I'm talking about like the game's flaws, like so much. Like, I mean, as you know, as a designer, I've been working so hard on like making this thing as good as possible, and you know, I'm spending 1.5 years focusing on everything that's, you know, not yet right with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you've done a fantastic job just making it great.
Oh, stop it! No, you have.
I have an idea. How about it does that way? Haha!
You did it.
Oh, man.
You're my
I see,
special boy.
like- See, that one. There it is.
Wait.
What are we saying?
I'm waiting.
What are you waiting on?
No, because it's just gonna come at me. You have to... Oh wait, I got it. Wait, does that work? Nope.
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 High five.
Mega high five right there.
Edariofer, it's actually the red light, green light is, I believe, in World 9. It's an asymmetric.
Sorry. Oh, I think I got it.
That moment of clarity.
Ha!
There you go, boy.
It's all about tricking it.
Don't
They
laugh at it,
shouldn't
just
trick
like...
people. Not nice.
So also, nobody's really called this out, but
what is going on here? What are you doing to me?
I feel like people like subconsciously notice this at least, but before every finale sequence, there are 2 levels. One of them will be a skill level, and the other will be like just a level like this, where it's like it's either visually interesting or most of them are just like physically a little bit more challenging, and they're just different, to keep the spice and variety in there.
I did it.
Right. Yeah, that one does look really pretty. It's like the radar one. Just watch it.
It reminds me of Tron. A lot of these levels do. I really like Tron.
Of Tron?
Yeah. Just like the moving lines.
Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm getting the Tron vibe, but...
Hey,
oh...
You can...
We're getting close to the ending, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I don't know. I haven't gotten this far. The joke
Marcos.
is in.
You think he has time to play his own game?
Oh
god, there's another one.
That was not the way to do that.
Thanks, Blane.
Just gotta give my valuable advice.
Quote unquote valuable.
I know it's not the same as avoid the orange ones, but it's still valuable.
Okay.
There is also a level called Eteriophor Test 1. And believe it or not, that's actually a coincidence. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
I was getting ready to say, wow.
No, it's not a coincidence.
I gotta bring them super close.
Yeah, I love this danger.
That's true. It may have made it in the game had you started testing earlier. No guarantees, because my friend Chris actually did provide me a couple of level designs. I think I included one of them, 1 or 2, in the final game. I think they're both secret levels.
Basically having to use that one as a shield.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
He's like protecting you at this point.
I know.
So actually, yeah, there's like I wrote
battle
this,
buddy.
Like, I mean, I'll I don't know, overanalyze this a little bit for you, but I wrote this entire sequence down as a narrative first. This was like a story, and then I just made levels to fit each part of the story.
Okay. What kind of story?
It's a story between you and this orange line.
Oh, okay.
And I did have to, like, a lot of mechanics, a lot of stuff didn't quite work, so I did have to modify it a little bit from how I wanted it, but generally the majority of the story is in there. I mean, it's like, there's nothing crazy. It's pretty straightforward. But it's like there was intent behind pretty much all of this.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the Steam forum say talk about a deeper meaning in the game, and I'm like,
Yeah, some of the reaction I've seen on the Steam forums has been like really good, or just also on the Steam reviews. Like somebody, I think it was an older gentleman, was saying that the game was so peaceful and relaxing to him, like he needed that moment of clarity in his life at that moment. And it was really cool to just kind of see reactions like that, to this game.
Yeah, actually, earlier today, somebody emailed me mentioning that his 3.5-year-old daughter, had a really, reacted emotionally near the ending of the game, and I was like, oh my god, like that's amazing that somebody so young picked up on the story and what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was too deep for you to have.
3 deep, 5 you.
I was just like that was really nice. It's like it's always, I don't know, there's something really special about that for me. And nobody here asks about that line that's out of place right there in the level beneath.
Oh, this little line right here?
Nobody even notices it. Nobody goes down on it. Occasionally.
Well, now we have
now we're
22
asking
people who have seen it and are now going to ask about it. So
yeah, I mean, it's just a place where you can yell to your friend like, "Hang on there, little buddy. I'll be right there."
That's actually really cool.
Carrot Punk, I'm still confused about the green dragon boss monster at the end.
the guitar monster. I didn't know which one to go with, but I ended up going with the dragon just because it feels a little bit more. I lost it. I feel like there was an ending to the joke there.
That was, yeah. Spoiler alert, guys.
Oh, there's actually it's a lot like Guitar Hero near the end. Actually, no, it is Guitar Hero. It's literally like Guitar Hero. And it's actually you don't even play it. It's just a video. It's just a video of Guitar Hero near the end of the game.
Now, how was sorting the rights with Activision for that?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I'm sending them a cease and desist letter.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, we finally completed World 2, and we're into World 3. Anything different that inspired you for World 3? World 2.
I mean, World 2 and 3 used to be World 3 and World 2. They used to be switched.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
I used to have this be the second world, and then the world that you just played be the previous world. I spent so long with pretty much with Worlds 2, 3, and 4. Were so challenging for me to put together because I wanted the worlds to be like not every mechanic afforded the same amount of puzzles, and World 3's mechanic. Okay, so World 4 is about one-way streets and exclusive streets. It's all about like the different types of streets. There's no new enemies in it. It's just about the streets. And there are a lot of levels in it that are locksteps and one-way streets. And like a lot of locksteps and exclusive streets. And a lot of it's stuff like that basically. Those levels themselves, like in my mind, those are not one-way street levels. Those are lockstep levels. And they initially exist in the lockstep world because they explore the lockstep mechanic. However, I, over time, finally, this is how I grew as, one of the ways I grew as a designer. I, over time, decided to move them out of the lockstep world for two reasons. One, because I kind of wanted the worlds to be even in size. I didn't want to have them be drastically different. And, at the time they were. The lockstep world was huge and actually had, an alternate path that you could come back to. After you collected enough stars, you can come back to the world and play the rest of it. That existed for a while. And the other reason is just to keep it a little bit more, to have a little bit more variety. So the player isn't playing, the player doesn't play 100% of the lockstep levels all in a row. Because that gets, a little bit, boring after a while, or at least repetitive. So I intersperse them a bit. And it is at the sacrifice of having them be, it's sort of the equivalent of, having a meal, a full meal with a bunch of different courses in it. And it's the difference between eating all of each course in its entirety first before moving on to the next, and having a little bit of this and then moving on to the next thing and then coming back to the first thing. And I thought I wanted the game to be the first way, where you eat everything on its own first. But then eventually, gradually, I moved towards mixing and matching stuff together, which the two bonus worlds at the end of the game, that's all that they are. They're just a potpourri of mechanics. And that was deliberately, at that point I was it's bonus worlds, I can just go crazy here, and sort of I didn't feel quite the same allegiance to the rules of cohesion that I initially set out. And I think that the game, I feel as if people probably don't even notice it. I mean, if they do, it's subconscious, and I feel that it actually makes the game better.
All right, here's a cool little feature. I just noticed that if I'm this long, if I have a long tail going on, and I'm halfway in a switch area, the switch closes, so I can't break the line. I don't know. I just thought that was cool.
I didn't actually notice that until you just pointed that out. That's a good point. That's
what
just,
I do.
Anyway, actually, so fun fact about the visuals on that, the sort of hamburger-looking flipper. I changed the flippers; that's what they're called, to look like that. Because the visuals of the main character you were a circle, your head was a circle and your body was a line. So when you're on I call it when you're straddling a moving street, then I changed it to a hamburger visual so it would close, so it denoted that your head couldn't fit through, but it did also back then it didn't close all the way. Your tail could still fit through. So it closed partially. Eventually changed the visuals and mechanics, and it sort of worked out, I think, for the better that way.
And Mr. Bob Blasta. I am horrible at names, by the way, so
Bob-
I apologize.
Bob blah,
Yeah. He says he's through World 5 and has not found the game to be repetitive at all. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that was my goal, is to make it not feel repetitive. Yeah, and I think I did I'd say a pretty decent job at that. I mean, the game, it's like, I don't know. I had to ask myself, like, who am I appealing to? Am I appealing to most people, or am I appealing to, like, game designers who think about this kind of stuff all the time? Or just, like, am I appealing to myself? Like, what exactly target audience am I? And, yeah, eventually I sort of gravitated towards, I want to give players the most pleasurable experience I can, like most people. And, yeah, that's sort of like, actually, that's interesting. I haven't thought about that in a while, but yeah, I feel like it's how I made decisions, like at least the ones that we mentioned so far, that I've mentioned so far, like those. And this is one of the very few levels that has diagonals in it. I think it might be the only level that actually has diagonals in it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, you should see some of the earlier levels, like from the when I was originally working on the game. They visually look very different. I mean, they're all oh no, here's another diagonal. Although this, like, I kind of don't really consider it a diagonal just because of how the level works, but it is physically diagonal. But anyway, but yeah, the original levels that I made were like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I wanted the visuals to look. Yeah, so here you can tell that I'm playing with enemies blocking you. So initially, it was, you, actually, which one was first? It was straddling the moving streets, and then enemies block you, and then enemies block you again, and then enemies block each other, which is this level here. And then actually, instead of continuing the trend, I intersperse with this level, which isn't related to those, to the like blocking enemy stuff, but I feel like it just, I don't know, provides a palate cleanser. That's actually probably the best way to put it. Also, watch out for the red guys.
There's so much blocking here, it might as well be karate class.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait,
Welcome to the Novy Unlimited pun stream.
Oh, wow.
And Rio for mention, Linelight has the same number of negative reviews on Steam as Steven Sausage Roll. Actually, yeah, so Steven Sausage, or actually, I don't know about Steven Sausage Roll, which is hard to say fast, and I talk fast naturally, so it's just hard for me to say in general. But Linelight, so far, actually, it finally got its first negative review out of, I think it's like 80-something today, and I read it, and it was actually, I mean, like, it was one of those reviews where, if you're the developer and you read it, you're like, okay, clearly this person, like, did not understand the game at all. So you at that point, you don't really take it personally. It's not like they pointed out things that I knew were wrong with the game. And the thing, like, I literally laughed out loud when I looked at how many people found the review helpful. Most people, like, most of the reviews, it's like, 10 out of 11 people found this review helpful. For that one, the negative one, it said 0 out of 25 people found this review helpful. Shit. Like,
That's great.
Which was, yeah, that was a very funny moment.
God, I loved the cleverness in designing on all of these, like, lines and triggers and switches and the low rope things and all the different ways to use them. I don't know. I'm really mesmerized by it all. Yeah.
No!
Don't worry, Marcos. There's no such thing as failure, only delayed success.
That is a good way to put it.
There's actually, there's a lot of symmetry with that phrase, and like Bob Ross says, we don't make mistakes here, we just have happy accidents.
I mean, oh wait,
Nope,
Ediofer is asking if he should post the negative review in the chat for everyone to see. So I don't think you need to do that.
No, call out culture is not great.
Let's. We don't need to do that.
How do I do this? So the switch, every time I switch, it's gonna be on the opposite side. So I have to figure out a way. All right, so let him take that.
I believe in you, Marcos.
We believe in Marcos.
There you go.
Nice.
For those of you just tuning in, Marcos is playing Linelight, like the title of the stream says, and also the big picture on the screen also says. It is available right now on Steam and PlayStation 4 for a whole $10. If you like what you're seeing, pick it up. You can also get it bundled with the soundtrack on Steam, or you can buy the soundtrack separately, if you so please.
There we go.
And it's really wonderful and beautiful, so if you like what you're hearing, feel free to grab the soundtrack too.
And you can also follow the game on social media, and that.
Nobody wants to do that, Blane.
but they might, because
if you want to follow,
if you
want to follow Linelight on social media, you can find it on Twitter at Linelight Game, and you can also follow My Dog Zorro, the Breath Development Company, on Twitter and Facebook at My Dog Zorro or My Dog Zorro Games.
So, is your dog's name actually Zero?
Zorro.
It's actually it's Spike, which is the weirdest part.
See, I have no idea if he's serious right now.
No, my dog's name is Zorro. And actually, there's a really funny story behind where that name came from, but you guys wouldn't want to hear it.
Oh, but we would.
Please tell us, Papa Brett.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Can we see pics of Zorro? Yeah, I have so many pictures of Zorro. I haven't, somebody from the AMA mentioned to me, hey, can you send me pictures of Zorro?
Yeah, we're waiting on that Imgur gallery. So whenever you're ready.
Oh, I just want to mention at least that this next section, the new mechanic here, is just a lot of length. Just having so much length. And basically the puzzles now are different. I can do a different set of puzzles because your length is so great. Anyway, so My Dog Zorro, the origin of the name, it's so weird. So it came from practice, the conference practice. I basically, had, it was like a weekend or, just like a couple of days to come up with the company name, and I'd been putting it off for a while. And we finally, Novy, you guys and I had to come up with a company name so we could make the social media accounts and etc. And that sort of that time restraint made me feel I don't know, I was really creatively stifled, and the names I came up with. So I polled the audience. I was like, okay, I'm gonna read off all these names, and you guys can let me know. We'll do a vote on it. And literally every single name idea that I read, every single one, the entire audience of 250 people collectively went, to everything. And midway through, I'm like, you guys are not gonna like the rest of these. Anyway, then I started talking about myself a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I have a dog, and somebody's like, what's your dog's name? And I was like, it's Zorro. And then somebody shouts out, I think it was Eric Zimmerman, shouted out, My Dog Zorro! And then everybody's like, yeah, My Dog Zorro! And I was like, as much as I love Zorro, I am not going to name my company after.
And reminds me of those skits. It's I'm not going to wear the dress. I'm not going to wear the dress. And then in the next scene, they're wearing the dress.
Yeah, it was basically just like that. It was pretty much like that. I actually I still have the audio recording. I recorded it, just so I could, retain the ideas that people shouted out and stuff. But yeah, so eventually I thought about it for a while, and I realized actually Zorro really embodies so many principles of things that I support, and just unconditional love, and just he wants to play 24/7. He's the most playful creature I've ever encountered. There's if he's asleep and you say his name, he will bolt up and immediately be like, oh my god, what are we doing? What game is this? Constantly wants to play, which most of the time is great. Sometimes it gets sometimes when you don't play, then it's not as much fun for you. But now he's such a blessing. Anyway, so that's the long version of this My Dog Zorro. Also, watch out for those red guys again. Just seemed like you needed reminding.
Oof. I'm so happy you made those things slow.
Everyone can use a little reminder now and again.
Ah! How did I not die on that one?
Don't jinx yourself.
Right. This channel has more Switch puns than a Nintendo stream.
Yes.
Oh, also, fun fact. So somebody asked, I wonder if you throw somebody in World 3 if they'd be successful. The answer is actually yes to pretty much every single world in Linelight. Probably, I'd say, aside from the bonus worlds. I haven't tried that, but I have tried intentionally throwing people in random level, starting them in random worlds in Linelight. And that wasn't even the reason I experimented is just because, after a while of playtesting, the same world, from the beginning, as a playtester, I'm like, you know what, I just want to see what happens if you start this world. I want to see a beginner play this. And yeah, it's astonishing. I mean, maybe it's not astonishing, but it is at least pretty cool to see how well people do. And actually the demo of the game switches worlds 2 and 3. The demo that I had for a long time, and you encounter, cover-ups without being introduced to them, but players pick it up almost immediately. Like every game every mechanic in this game is pretty, like everything's based on familiar territory, so it's like nothing's really, nothing shocks or surprises players too much, and that's sort of by design.
Until they get to like the secret levels, it seems, according to watching Marcos here.
Hey, I got it.
My Dog Zimbabwe and My Dog Zone Manager.
My Dog Zone Manager?
They sound like good autocorrects.
Yeah, if you type it in, those are the what? Dog Zone Enterprise.
My Dog Bazinga.
A Dog Zone Manager. And while I was paying attention to the chat stream, Marco says, blasted through this.
Mm-hmm. That's what he does.
Marcos has no comment. He's like, I'm in the zone, guys.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know I'm awesome. I don't need to say anything.
I'm sorry, I get caught. This game just makes me focus so much.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the zone.
Also, actually, I will point this out, that you and this character, this is a theme. Not a lot of people pick up on it, I don't think, but the theme between you and this one character here, of the pinkish, whatever, like kind of reddish enemy or friend, is you're moving, like each of you will have a moving street together. One of it is blue, one of it is green. And that was like a callback to that. And then later in the game, I think that comes back in a few other places. And that was just like a nice theme sort of to put in. If I had, so I added in these finales and stuff like that, like in the end of development. If I had more time to do this, then I would have really, I think, hammed that up. And like the game idea concept that I have next, which I don't know if I will be able to execute because it is very ambitious, very, very ambitious. I feel as if I can really, like, the things that people liked about, like, the emotional parts of Linelight, which most people don't pick up on, but a couple of people do. The next project would take that to the next level, essentially. Does that make any sense?
It absolutely makes sense.
Ouch.
I thought you had more to say, so I was like waiting.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, when I finish talking a lot, I'm like, I wonder to myself, I'm like, did any of that make any sense?
Are you just like, are you high-fiving the red one this time, Marcos?
Well, it's like, I don't know, like butt-fiving or tail-fiving or something.
Butt five.
There, I figured it out.
There you
And
go.
And so here's actually back to the 2 streets as well.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. So what do you do to be regulated to the doghouse or the dog zone? Sorry, or is that a good thing? Okay.
What?
It's a question in the chat. What do you do to be relegated to the dog zone?
I think we all need to listen to Bobby Star.
Oh, Bob Lobster.
Is it Bob Lobster? It looks like an eye on my. Oh, Bob Lobster.
Bob Lobster. Yeah.
Oh my God, Bob Lobster. To me, that looks like a little bit. Initially, when I first read it, I saw a Bob Loblaw, who's a character from Arrested Development. Does anybody?
I love Arrested Development. Yeah.
So the character Bob Loblaw is just the best name of all time for any character. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bob Loblaw.
Yeah. Well, Arrested Development is the greatest show of all time. So.
Oh, it is. Thank you. I absolutely like that. I couldn't not agree less.
Oh wait. Oh, I have to figure this out.
You gotta block them off to make sure they're moving in sync, my dude.
All right, so the 2 top ones are moving in sync. It's the bottom one, the middle one that isn't. So let's block him off, or her. No judgment here.
Them.
Them. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. And did it go? Did they go? Oh, I wonder if I got it in time.
Think Lobster pronounced as someone from Boston, inspired by blah blah blah.
Oh, really? So it is inspired by Bob Blah Blah. Bob Blah.
Yeah. I would hope so. And also, possibly the B-52s. Rock Lobster.
I love the B-52s.
That's a lie. Nobody really loves the B-52s.
Oh, they're... What? No.
Oh.
Now, if only I could get this going. All right. I think I just.
A little slow.
Nope. Way too off.
Yep.
But
This
you never
level,
know.
like this level went. This is one of the few ones that went through a lot of iteration for me to get this as This was so hard to make. My goal was just to have you split up your length with a couple other enemies, and this is the best job I could do. It was really tough.
It's a good one because it's a really good puzzle actually. I'm terrible at it.
Well, no, you're not
Wait.
terrible. You know what you have to do? If you know what you have to do, like my goal is that if you know what you have to do, that you should be able to execute it. This is one of the rare puzzles in the game where this is actually a combination of two puzzles. You have to solve it twice. First, you have to split up your length with other enemies, and then you have to if your friend is not synchronized, then you have to synchronize your friend.
Gotta keep it in sync. And I was trying to make a boy band pun. but it didn't
Yeah.
quite work.
I was. Trying
I
to see where that was
apologize to
going.
everyone here, all of our viewers. Just so many apologies. Sorry.
Man, the chat is really loving Bob blah 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 Blobsta's name.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that
Oh.
name.
Blah 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 lobs law bomb. That was a headline, and it's funnier. It's funnier in the context of the show. So
Yeah, if you haven't seen Arrested Development, this is an official endorsement from Novy Unlimited and My Dog Zorro.
No,
to watch
it's
Arrested
not.
Development.
No, it's not.
Official
Don't put our name on things. No, it's not.
but
Arrested Development is something
Zorro,
we want to be associated with.
enthusiastically, recommends Arrested Development, but does not recommend the 4th season of Arrested Development.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's only 3 seasons.
Exactly. Oh my god, I feel a little bit like a Star Wars fan. That's like there were only 3 movies. It's basically it's like the same. It's like the same story. I'm like, yeah, there's no 4th season.
I am awful at this.
I believe in you. You're gonna get it.
I think it's about blocking it right here before he gets there.
They've authorized the endorsement, Kyle. You're good.
Nope. How do I do this?
Perfect.
Perfectly, right.
Oh no, I was commenting
Then,
about
well-
the endorsement deal that we have with Arrested Development now.
Haha!
You did it.
Because you told me to do it perfectly, and I was like, "Oh my god! I completely forgot I was supposed to do it perfectly," and so I did
This
it.
reminds me of fish. Was that the intention?
Fish?
Yeah, it reminds me of like a bunch of fish just swimming in a tank together.
Oh, you mean just like the idea of fish?
Yes.
Oh, I actually, not far off from that. I see it now, and I don't think I can ever unsee it. But I think the word pipe is somewhere in the level name. It felt like you were like traveling down, different types of pipes or something, like sewage pipes or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe not.
There's a lot of pipe in Finding Dory. If everybody has seen that, if you haven't seen it, it's available to watch on Netflix right now. We are definitely not being paid by Netflix.
Thanks for the clarification there.
Just in case you were wondering.
Edario that's the best link. I'm just commenting on your link. It is the best link. And
Stay away. Stay away.
can you post pictures in Twitch? Does that work?
I don't know what our settings are.
No, I don't think you can.
Okay, well, check out Edario status because it's funny.
I hope they're supposed to go ahead of me.
Well, you're gonna find out.
I'm tricking them.
Wait, who said that there's no money in the banana stand? There's always money in the banana stand.
There is always money in the banana stand.
Banana stand full of money confirmed.
And here there is narrative here. Perhaps more sentimental, like without a bunch of people laughing, like in the commentary.
Oh, I wish I could see the comments.
I will read them to you.
Wait, Who said that about Marco? Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Oh.
Don't read that aloud to him.
They're dogging on him hardcore.
We blew up the banana stand.
Every time. But alright.
2 switches again. I'll call that out. It's fun for me to call it out.
So we've come up to the end of World 3, I believe. It's World 3, correct? That we were just in?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are coming up to about an hour and 15. How long are we planning
I think we're good to call it here. What do you think, Brett? You want to keep going, or are we good to call it?
I'll keep going. I'll beat the whole game if you need me to. I'll keep playing. I love this game.
Marcos is a machine.
It's what I do.
I'm just here for the adventure, guys.
What a trooper. If we want to keep streaming, we should.
Sure. Actually, but instead of going to the next world, what if I threw you into the last world?
Ooh.
That would be awesome, but I have no idea how we would do that.
I can do that.
Well, it's a good thing we have the developer of this game right here.
So what do I have to do?
Read the Skype.
Yeah, the Skype chat.
Yeah.
It might cut the sound though.
No, everybody looking, don't look.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, they can't.
Yeah,
see
they
it.
can't see it.
because it's only going through that. So yeah. Ooh.
Haha, suckers! Exclusive information.
It's like debug stuff. It's so I can debug stuff, but I don't publicize it just because, it could interfere with people's experiences. I honestly don't think that it would be a big deal, but I just there's no point in enabling people to accidentally break their experience.
I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this. Am I supposed to pause the game and do that?
Nope. Just do it while playing the game.
Oh, I see you.
I don't think it's working, or at least for me, because I'm terrible at doing stuff like this. I could play a game from beginning to end and it works out great, but the moment I try to skip something, everything explodes.
You can do it. I believe in you.
All right, so just from this screen, right?
Yep, right from that screen. Thanks for your patience, audience. All right, now press Alt and then the other thing. There you go.
And where am I now? Because the music sounds awesome. Oh, I remember this one.
So this is just for funsies. I don't know if you've actually played this version of it. So this is Bonus World B for those who have not played this far into the game.
There's a lot of chatter about Bonus World B in Steam forums.
There's a lot of what?
There's a lot of chatter about Bonus World B in the Steam forums.
Really?
From what I've read, there's
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I feel better that I'm not accidentally spoiling this for people because, it's already on there. It's also really funny. Adding bonus worlds was in my initial vision, and I forgot about it. And then I
get away!
then I remembered that I had planned on doing that. That's to quote Arrested Development, I don't know what I'm saying.
None of us do.
Haha! I can trick it. Good to know. I can trick it.
Oh, you changed colors. Okay.
If you trick a trickster, the number of tricksters stay the same. I don't think that quote works.
Okay, so there's two.
Can you explain to the audience what exactly is going on here? Because I can't make heads or tails of this. I can't figure out what's happening. If somebody could explain to me, that'd be great. With this game mechanic.
Oh.
You're sending in the clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attack of the clones.
That's what it looks like. Honestly, I'm having a hard time figuring it out, but it looks like Marcos has got it, so that's good.
Okay. I'm getting closer.
Judging by the angle of his head, I feel like that's how hard he's thinking. So if it's perfectly vertical, and the more tilted his head is, the harder the puzzle.
Is there secrets in the secret world? I think there is.
There is.
This is awesome. Alright, but how do I do this? Oh. Are you gonna disappear?
Mm.
Ah!
It's mimicking your movements.
It
Marcos.
did. I just didn't expect it to mimic it that long.
Alright. I thought
Okay.
it would give up its own thing after a while. How's Regency, you parrot?
All right.
Of course. Why did I think anything else would happen?
Oh, also, I didn't tell you about what enabled most of this development of Limelight.
Okay.
Tell us.
I'm just scared it's gonna come at me again. Stay away! Stay away! Stay away! Ah!
Now, the hero for me is that, like...
No, that doesn't make sense to me.
that facial expression. Yeah, Limelight was mostly fueled on Costco chocolates.
Costco
Which Costco chocolates?
Every type of chocolate, like from Costco.
Ooh.
Gradually, I have tried basically all of them. My workstation, I've posted a couple of pictures before. My workstation is like, there's like 10 different types of chocolate at any given time on it. It's what gets me through a lot of really tough programming challenges. That and listening to the music of Nigel Good, who was also credited in the credits, because I used one of his samples for the intro of the game. And I emailed him that, letting him know. Like, it's so cool because like I listened to his music to like help me program. Then he emailed me back saying, you know, like, wow, this is really cool. Did you do all the music yourself? And I was like, oh my god, yeah, totally. That was fun. That was nice. That was a good moment.
Oh, so he's mimicking me like that. I didn't realize he stays. Oh, so that's what the little cube is for. The cube gets rid of him. So
I don't know where you would get that notion from.
The cube consumes all.
Well, how am I supposed to do this now?
Very carefully.
Just like that, Marcos. Except you probably want to move slower.
Garrett, you're telling me that the credits are the best part of the game?
Yeah, because then it's over. I'm kidding.
Well,
Just ignore Kyle. We all do.
So...
Welcome to the Novy Unlimited stream. This episode is called Gentle Razzing.
Gentle razzing.
Okay, so there's 3 that just do everything I do. Oh, this has got me confuzzled. Nicely done.
I'm glad because I like as I watch this, I'm like, oh, this is so redundant. Like this is not necessary as a puzzle, but like there are a couple of like, I guess the right way to put it would be mild redundancies, and they're purely for the sake of having the player like reinforcing a particular idea. So the player could execute something, but they might not fully internalize the mechanic or like understand it well enough to continue through the game and have the same, I guess, level of playing field as I want them to for the latter puzzles.
So Marcos, you get 3 clones, but there are 4 switches. Switches get stitches.
I think Marcos, you need to practice this a bit more.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I finally got stumped.
Yeah, next time we do this, hopefully you'll figure it out. I think we're at a good spot to wrap this up.
All right. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Because I looked awesome playing this game throughout everything but this moment.
Oh, cool.
And there's that bonus world B. There are some puzzles in here, especially like there's a couple of secret puzzles in here that are just, I love them. I still get like giddy and excited about them, and I've like been staring at this for a long time. So that's like there's a lot of really cool stuff, especially like the game.
That's awesome to hear. It's awesome. It's great to hear the developer's still like excited about his work, even after working on it for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've worked. Get giggly when you watch somebody play it or you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, especially like these really tough things. Like, I mean, the puzzles get so good at the end because I can finally, like I've given you all the tools, and it's like, hey, here's blue paint, and now you understand everything about blue paint. I'm like, okay, now you understand everything about yellow paint too. And let's say those things are like a little bit complicated on their own. And now, like, when you combine them together, like, your goal is to get green, but you don't know what to do, and you're like, oh my god, like, combining these two things together, that's a metaphor. I didn't
understand.
Okay, well, this game is about
something just not paint.
And the two people who like the credits the most are two people who are credited. Sure, it's purely for selfless reasons. No, but yeah, like especially like near the end of the game, that's when I feel like a lot of puzzle game designers would be inclined to say that if they sort of use the technique of introducing mechanics gradually and then eventually accumulating them together collectively. The ending of Linelight does that, and it's like there's some really special moments, and there's some moments that, like, the puzzles that I think excite me the most are the ones that surprised me, and I didn't know would actually exist in the first place. Like, I had no idea that certain things would happen if I combined them together. And then when I figured it, like when I discovered that, and I found out, I was like, oh my god, like, this is like, I like got up, multiple times I've like gotten up from my chair and like walked around the house and been like, Zorro, oh my god, like, there's nobody up here, I'm so lonely, but this is awesome. Almost like that.
Oh, cool. Man, that's so good to hear. It's like, we're happy that you're happy with what you've created, and not only that, it's just like it's out there in the wild, and other people love it. So it's important to us that not just you love it and that we love it, but that everyone loves it. And we're so happy to see that the reception of Linelight is just so positive and so good, and people are latching onto it and telling their friends about it. We've seen. I'm sure you've been following the Linelight Twitter, but so many people are streaming the game, and it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the work that I've done.
As you should be.
It's like saying something, because most of the time I'm like, this is like a crap product. But like with this product, I'm like, finally, I'm like, after almost a decade of development, I'm like, this is the one, guys. This is the one. Like all of that experience and all that education. Yeah.
We're proud of you too, son.
I know I am.
You, father.
So I think we're gonna call it a day. Brett, thank you so much for joining us. Marcos, Blane, and myself. I'm Kyle. We are the Novy Unlimited Stream Team, part of Novy Unlimited, the PR company. You can find, you can find us everywhere on the internet if you type in Novy Unlimited on Facebook or on Twitter or into Google if you're feeling that way, or you can go to novyunlimited.com to find us there for all your PR needs. If you're interested in learning more about Linelight, you can find Linelight on Facebook at Linelight Game or on Twitter at Linelight Game. And if you'd like to learn more about the development company that is Brett, My Dog Zorro, about his dog name Sparky, you can find them on Facebook at My Dog Zorro and on Twitter at My Dog Zorro Game. Linelight is available right now on Steam and PlayStation 4 for $9.99. You can buy the soundtrack on Steam by itself or in a bundle, and it's coming soon to Xbox One. Thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you on the next stream.
Y'all have a great one.